Here's a few movies to check out this week, currently on Netflix Instant. Horror drama, Byzantium. Byzantium's about two girls that are vampires that have been moving from place to place over roughly about 200 years. Essentially what happens is whenever they stay in one place too long, somebody discovers there's something suspicious about them. So when that happens, they take off. The movie revolves around them staying at this hotel and interacting with the unusual people that live there. It's a little slow moving, so it might not be for everybody, but I think you should give it a shot. Action thriller, First Blood. This was the first Rambo movie. The second movie was Rambo First Blood Part 2, and then because Rambo ended up being such a huge hit, they kind of went back and called this one Rambo First Blood. But the title of the movie is just First Blood. Rambo was such a huge action-packed movie, while First Blood is a lot more drama, and it's a very sad movie. Sylvester Stallone plays John Rambo, who's a Vietnam veteran who is in the Special Forces. He's a drifter who's passing through town to go to visit a friend of his, and this dickhead of a sheriff tries to strong-arm him out of town and eventually arrests him. This completely sets him off, and he goes to war against the police department. Comedy, Beavis and Butthead Do America. I was and still am a big fan of Beavis and Butthead, and it's funny to think that they were so big at the time that they actually warranted a theatrically released movie. And not just a little slap-together thing, they had some big names do the voice acting in the movie. Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, Cloris Leachman, Robert Stack, Eric Bogosian. It's an absolutely hilarious movie, if you're into that sort of humor. Beavis and Butthead are being themselves one day when they discover that their television's been stolen. Since they can't watch music videos anymore, they travel across the country trying to find their TV and possibly score along the way. Not much more I can tell you about it. Basically, you're either a fan of them or you're not. So if you like Beavis and Butthead, there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't watch the film because it is goddamn hilarious. Comedy fantasy, The Monster Squad. This is Fred Decker's magnum opus. Dracula has risen from the grave once again, and he decides that he's going to resurrect the classic movie monsters in order to help him take over the world. So he brings back Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Mummy, and the creature from the Black Lagoon to help him take over the world. What stands between him and doing this is the Monster Squad. A bunch of kids, kind of reminiscent of the Goonies, that are fighting back. The writing in this is impeccable. It's got the right amount of humor, and it's got action and scares. The characters are all properly fleshed out. Dracula's a complete badass. And on top of that, it's got Decker's trademark tongue-in-cheek humor that absolutely still holds up to this day. Wolfman's got nards. That's all I got for this week. I'll see you next time.